Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of the O's Talk. Today we're going to be going over one of our most long-term helpers with the talk, my co-host Deadbeat. How you doing?
Pretty good actually.
Alright, and obviously we can't actually have our co-host, co-interview himself, so we brought back Charles from the grave. How you doing, Charles?
Hey!
Yeah, we went and shake the dust
I'm the
off
old
him.
co-host.
Yeah, you're the old co-host. There's a few other co-hosts, but we don't talk about them. They stay deep, dark in the caves of never knowing. Rip Color.
Color's good though.
Yeah, not really that bad. All right, Deadbeat. So we've got a little bit of a different lineup for you. The questions will be a little bit different as they're coming directly off the top of my dome. No pre-recordings here. We're going to do all this stuff here live. So our first question for you is, how on earth did you find Os? What brought you to it?
Okay, well, while I was still at school, this friend of mine, Jonathan, used to find like all these like really weird games. Like, generally if I was looking for a new game, I'd go straight to him and get ideas. And so one day we were talking about deadbeat agents, because we'd both been playing that. And he mentioned that he came across a port for the PC, and I'm just like, I need this right now. And so the next time he came over, I promised to like grabbed all the game files and everything, and we just spent like 3 hours playing it.
And about what time was that? What year would you say that? Was Os in its infancy still, or was it actually pretty established as its own music game?
26th of June 2009.
So it was kind of like the peak of map creation, in my opinion. Like, I mean, we've definitely gotten to a larger output, but that was kind of when people started really pushing what was possible with it. Because 2007, 2008, most of our maps were pretty linear, square. You know, they didn't really think too far out of the box. Most of the shapes that were used were pretty basic shapes. And nowadays we've got octagons, triangles, half triangles, trapezoids, or whatever they're called.
Trapezoids?
Trapezoid, there we go. OS uses pretty much shapes out of everything anymore.
Yeah, it's actually
2009
come quite a long
was-
way from 2009.
Really, really good year for like just development of like new ideas.
Mm-hmm.
I still
Yeah.
like 2010 the most. That was a
Oh.
good year for mapping.
Okay, so after you found out about the game and you started playing with it for a while, what actually got you involved with the community so much? Was it just a basic interaction with like the community as a whole, or did you have a lot of heavy staff interaction early on? Or what just got you excited about talking to the community?
Well, when I first started playing, generally the only people I'd talk to were just like people I actually knew in real life and I went to school with. The first time I actually interacted with the community was when I was starting to do like mapping and this sort of stuff. And one of the things I was trying to do was just trying to like, at this point I had like no idea what I was doing. And so I was trying to like figure out how to like add combo bursts and that sort of stuff. And so I ended up talking to Azure Kai and getting him to help. And then from there I kind of just like split myself up into like hashtag mod, OS, talk to like more and more people and just kind of spread out from there, I guess.
Would you say that your mapping career was pretty long-lived, or do you feel that you could go back to it now, or is that just something you don't really do too much of anymore?
I probably could go back to it. It has been something I've wanted to do, but the problem is the fact that I never really know what I'm actually doing when I'm making maps. Like, I tend to just like put circles all over the screen and just like, I'm done! If I could actually figure out like a stable, consistent way of making beat maps to the point where I'm not getting bored like halfway through, maybe then I'll have another shot at it, but there's just never really been anything that's made me want to like, oh my god, this needs mapping right now.
When you do find that, like let me know and I'll see if I can get you like the new ropes.
Sweet.
Yeah.
There have been like
But I know that
admittedly,
feeling.
there have been like a few songs that I've been like, this could be kind of fun, do want to try, and then I'll get like a minute and I'm just like, I'm bored.
Yeah, I know how that is. I mean, there's been
Oh,
tons
man.
of songs that I've wanted to map, and then having so many maps, like people expect you to be able to like shell out difficulties and stuff, and you play with them, and sometimes you can even get about halfway through, get an actual decent map set out of it, and it still just ends up collecting dust.
Yeah, I've got a few unsubmitted maps lying around that I never actually submitted, although they might actually be gone now. I have no idea what happened to them. I've gone through a few
Around
hard
somewhere.
drive changes in the past, God knows how long.
Yeah, I always recommend people do the 20-second test, map 20 seconds, and if you don't like it, it's probably not going to work.
Yeah, I can
One of the
agree
things
with
I
that.
used to do when I started was, when I started working on maps, I'd just keep uploading them quite
Oh,
often,
no.
just so I could like have an online copy of it. And then after a while I was just like, well, there's no point uploading maps if I'm not going to finish them, so I'll upload the ones that I actually have a full difficulty spread for.
And
So
did
I
that
ended
ever
up with
happen?
like, I uploaded a few maps. I think I have like 4 or 5 ranked maps, not very many.
That's
I
not
have like,
little.
yeah, I had like 20 or so unsubmitted maps just lying around doing nothing.
All right. Well, moving off from the community and stuff, how you got involved with them, what would you say was one of the things that kept you around in the community? Like before, like obviously now you've hit like chat op, then past chat op to global moderator team, and now you're kind of like at a crossroad. You're GMT still, but you have a custom title, so your activities and stuff aren't exactly what your standard global moderator would do. So if you want, after answering that, if you want to go into a little bit about what you do now so people can kind of have a better idea of what it is that makes Deadbeat tick, feel free.
Okay, so back around like 2009, 2010, one of the things that kept me around quite a bit was the fact that the people who I joined with were playing quite a bit as well. So we'd always like playing multiplayer and stuff quite a bit. And then once I kind of like started getting involved with the community, I found out there were like a lot of really cool people around and to talk to. So often I'd just spend like all day just idling, and I was just chatting with people, playing a few beat maps. And it got to the point where I was kind of like, I wasn't really playing also a lot. It was just like a place I could go to just talk to, because like back then there were a lot of really cool people within the community, and it was just really cool just talking to a lot of them. As for what I do now, oh man, a lot of it is based around the OS talk. So generally what I'll end up doing is I'll end up like doing I'll set up each interview, I'll write up all the questions, I'll co-host it obviously, and then there'll be times where I also clean the audio files afterwards, so there's like no 5-second silence gaps and stuff like that.
So you're saying you started with interacting with the community and you are currently interacting with the community.
Yeah, I've progressed so far.
But this is a more like broad scale, basically escalation of that origin.
Yeah, it's a lot more interactive now, that's for sure, because I'm definitely talking to more and more people obviously. It's really quite fun just sitting down and talking to people sometimes.
Yeah, you get a different viewpoint, you get different mindset, different ideas on what's okay, what's not okay. It's really neat to open up your viewscape on how many things can change and what perspective is for each individual when it comes to mapping and stuff like that. And we've seen a lot of that on the talks.
Yeah, it's quite interesting seeing how some people, like, there's so many people in the game, but there's like so many different thought processes, so many different interactions. It's quite interesting just like seeing all the differences.
All right, and so moving on from that here, we're going to get into a few kind of semi-personal questions. What would you say has been one of your greatest moments in OS so far, as being so tightly involved with the community now? I know it's gotten larger and larger. Before it used to just be an interaction with the mod community and, parts of just help, but now you're touching around all bases. You interact with the skin community, you interact with the different all 4 different game modes when you help with the World Cups like that. So would you say that that's improved your experience or would you say that it's pretty much the same?
Okay, we're going to the first one. What was the favorite moment so far?
Yeah, what's your favorite moment so far?
23rd October 2012.
Damn,
got-
that's specific.
2012.
I remember this day because, like I said, like I'm saying, it's my favorite moment. That was the day I got the message from Dereku saying that the support team Redux had been recreated and that the OS and myself had been added. So essentially, that was the day where I got first added into the staff, in a sense.
Nice.
It was like
That's
my
always a good
stepping
feeling.
stone to where I am now. Also, Zetro,
Okay.
just quickly wanted to say one thing. I was never actually chat up. Never.
No, you never touched chat up?
No, I went straight from support team to GMT.
Oh, okay.
I am
Well,
one of the
more
That's
you
only.
know.
a
I think
heck of a jump.
I am one of the only people, if not the only person, to get to GMT without going through the BAT or the chat moderators group.
Well, there you go. That's something I didn't even know. I could have sworn you probably went through the motions, but there you go.
Nope, I even asked the Fairmole if I was actually eligible or not. He had no issues.
I bet you got a great answer from Ephemeral. He'd be like, I don't know.
Or it was something along the lines of, I have no issues with it if you're willing to expand on your blah 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 blah. Something like that. I forget the details.
All right.
Are you willing to buzzword your buzzword? Yes, I am buzzword. Okay.
Would you say that's improved your experience in OS, or do you feel that you'd still be pretty much doing the same thing you're doing even without what's been done and where you've gotten so far?
I feel like the biggest change to me since I became a GMT is the fact that my outlook on a lot of things has changed quite a bit. Like generally I was kind of like carefree and I wouldn't really care about that many things, but now that I'm like a GMT I kind of try paying more attention to some of that sort of stuff. And I try to get more involved with what's happening.
Mm-hmm. So, a little side note, a tangent. How often would you say you've had to exercise your GMT muscles?
Oh boy. I try
what they're
to
calling
avoid it if I can. I'm not a huge fan of actually silencing people unless I feel it's really deserved.
Yeah.
So like if I'm actually in the chat or something, I would try to like warn the person to like stop doing whatever they're doing. If there's something on the forums, I'll probably like let things slide until it gets like really bad and then I'll just start like, well, dude, stop now, please.
I've had a kind of a similar experience with just wanting to like, warn people, but my approach would be just to show up and then just start talking regularly, like to the person in question, and because it always weirds them out because they don't expect, a GMT to talk. They usually just expect them to kill or move on, and so you're definitely breaking the mold, which is really great.
Yeah,
Right.
I feel like there's not really enough interaction between GMT and the just normal users sometimes. And I feel like it is actually a bit of a problem.
Yeah, and I mean, I feel like with that, one thing that we've been doing, and I noticed it's starting to be more and more apparent, is we are trying harder to, have interaction with the community and the staff. I mean, the community's got decent interaction within itself. You have the BN team, and they've been helping with maps and stuff, and that's kind of gotten the community a little bit closer to understanding the do's and don'ts of mapping. But then it kind of gets disconnected again from the BN to the actual staff, as that's a higher group and people don't look at it. But with things like the ability to contest a disqualification and stuff like that, and we do look over those. They have been being looked over, all the cases. Unfortunately, most of the cases, if anybody's watching and they're like, well, I submitted a appeal request and nothing ever happened, and that's usually to do with the fact that you've actually changed the map. Reading in the lines, it shows that if you make changes to the map after requesting an appeal, that it kind of nulls and voids out. So
At that point, it's a different map.
yeah, that's been a little bit rocky getting that across, but I feel like as time goes on, as we continue to move forward, especially with all the new changes, I hope that communication is one of the things that improves mostly.
Yeah, I feel like that's actually one of the places where I'm least active. Like, I don't actually follow a lot of the BNG and Quiet movement. Like, the entire mapping and modding area is beyond me now. I've been just gone from them for so long.
I think it's gotten to the size that it's hard to keep track of. And then it might be good to categorize it just basically based on mode, just for your own sanity.
Yeah, I think like the only contribution I'm willing to make at this point is skin checking and assistance. That's about it.
Yeah, and even when switching into modes, it becomes a little bit of a pain because you have to take into consideration all the different modes and what teams are there. And then that does shrink the communities to a sizable part, but then you come into problems like what we've got with a CTB and Tycho, where it just doesn't feel like there's enough staff to spread around for the community that's grown around it.
I guess, yeah.
But moving on to some more questions for Deadbeat. As you've kind of went through and you've gotten yourself known as a global moderator and everything, and you started working on the talks and everything, what would you say is like the most enjoyable part of like your OS experience with the way things are now? What do you most look forward to when starting out your week?
Oh boy, I really don't know.
I was totally hoping you'd be like, I really like to start my week out by seeing that Z-Trot has everything ready for me.
Well, see, here's the
I
thing. My
can't
week
wait.
starts on a Monday. Yours starts on a Wednesday.
That it does.
So
I can't wait
when
to
I
open up
start,
this
you're going
spreadsheet.
away to bed.
The spreadsheet. Which spreadsheet, Charles? There's so many.
All of them. Exactly.
There's
Because
so
that's
many
what you do.
spreadsheets. Yeah, it's pretty much spreadsheets all day.
Oh man.
But no, well, my favorite part, I'll kind of answer this for Deadbeat because he can't really think of one, but one of my favorite parts is when we actually have something out to push. Like, I've been really happy with the skin showcases so far that he's gotten out for us. He actually started them a long time ago. People might not know about that. And it was pretty successful. I think he ran alongside Millie Orev with storyboard showcases. And both.
Actually, do you want me to go into the history of that? Because I'll be more than happy to.
Sure, go for it.
Okay, so
do.
the original idea, this is actually quite interesting, because the original idea that I had was something completely different. The original idea was that I approached TP and I'm just like, well, we've got Osmi and we've got a skins tab, and it's been neglected. Can we update it? And he was like, okay, fine, but you're doing it, not me. I'm like, alright, I'm happy with this. And so I spent a time just like looking at skins and just like seeing what ones could be good, what ones not so much. And when I went back, he kind of changed his mind because Osmi was being removed, which is kind of understandable. And at this point, Milhi had already started the storyboard showcase, and so TP was like, well, why don't you do that instead with the skins? And so I started doing some of those, and they actually went quite well. Like, a lot of people seem to like them. There was a slight issue in the fact that since they were being posted as announcements, it was often quite hard trying to find a time when I could actually post showcase in some instances. I actually had one showcase that was like, I think it had been ready for about 2 months and I still couldn't get it out.
Oh, because
And
of
that's
the
also partly
news.
why the entire thing actually stopped, just because there was no time to put them out.
That's me trying to get the mapping contests out. It's like, can we post this now? No.
No, trust me, I know exactly how you feel with that one, guys.
I bet you do. But I mean, it's a lot easier now to get the showcases out, so I just need to get around and actually do it. Hopefully I can have one out before sometime soon.
Or sometime soon. You heard it here first,
So-
folks.
So you would say that your favorite bit is to see the showcases coming out? see it actually right there in the works.
That's what I like. I'm not 100% sure if Deadbeat's on the boat there, but
Yeah, that's what I'm asking.
I
for,
don't
a
like.
clarification.
Okay, the part I don't like isn't necessarily the part where I get it early. The part I like is the part where people enjoy it.
Ooh.
So you
Touche.
like the
This thing
comments.
I've actually seen was someone actually suggests, in the latest one I did, the Nightcore Light and Darkness skin, one of the comments was, hard to believe this skin is 2 years old. I never actually said anywhere in the video, or anywhere in the video with the skin, how old the skin was, so it made me kind of happy that the guy actually went and checked out the 3. And so
Wow.
it's just it makes me happy that people actually see how cool some of these skins are and actually put some time into checking them out.
Indeed. All right, so we're gonna move on to a few other sillier questions here. As like I said, I didn't really have much time to write this up, and it would seem kind of silly to write up a Deadbeat interview when I've been working with him so closely.
Yeah.
All right, so aside from OS and everything that you do normally, what would you say you enjoy most to do in your downtime? What do you like to do to relax and unwind?
Oh, I love reading the good manga. Like, there is barely ever a time when I'm just not reading something. Even if I'm rereading something I've already finished, I'm normally reading something.
Could you give us some examples?
I've been reading stuff like Until Death Do Us Part, Beelzebub. Actually, no, that finished a while ago, which kind of sucked.
Oh.
I'm reading Akame ga Kill, Shinjiki no Kyojin, Fairy Tail, stuff like that.
Wow, you got the whole roster there. Jeez. That's great.
I think the longest thing I've actually managed to read, like over 1,000 chapters of Hajime no Ippo.
There were 1,000?
They're at least, the last chapter I read was 1,071.
Oh
and
my
I think
God.
even then there's still a few that weren't uploaded, so.
Yeah, that is
Oh my
a bit
goodness.
on the ridiculous side.
Do you guys actually know what that one's about?
Nope.
Ippo's about boxing and fighting and
Yep,
sparring.
It's a 1,000 plus chapter series about boxing.
Well,
And it's apparently really good.
Yes!
And the
it's actually
show
not
is
too bad.
good too.
It's actually quite surprising.
okay.
Yeah, I've read quite a few decent sized mangas, like some of them have been like 500 plus chapters easy.
Wow.
All right, and another little less topic one though. What is one of the most dumbfounded moments you've had in OS? Like you just couldn't believe that happened, and it did.
Oh, okay, this was actually hilarious. So someone was in chat spamming, as you know. Let's face it, people are always going to do that. And so I went to go type up the FAQ for spam, and I don't know how I did this, but instead of hitting Q, I hit P.
Oh god.
Yeah.
So you fapped spam.
Yep.
I've seen that happen so many times that it's funny every time.
Oh,
It
man.
really is.
Oh man.
I don't know
Yeah.
how people make the mistake. I have no idea how I made the mistake, considering the fact they're at like the opposite ends of the keyboard. But it's always funny when it happens.
Did you break
Oh my
OS
God.
chat?
Oh, they laugh so
I bet
hard.
they were
I was
happening,
laughing
David.
as well. Like, there's no way you can't laugh at that.
No, you can't. It's not possible. Oh,
no way
God.
not to.
Zisha, do me a favor. If I ever get another interview, don't ask me that question.
All right, sure. We'll do.
Actually, that now if you want.
But all right. So before I give this over to the community, because we are trying to make these a little bit shorter, we don't want to get them too short. We want to keep them around 30 to 40 minute marks. But before we get over to the community, I do have one other question, and that would be, if there was one thing that you could change with OS, or one thing that you're looking forward to that you could just cut the weight down completely for, what would it be?
What do you mean by cut the weight down?
All right, because there's already a lot of cool stuff that's already been mentioned that's just kind of
Oh,
floating
wait.
in time.
Wait, I thought
Yeah.
you said wait, not wait.
Oh, well,
Um, there are two things I'm really looking forward to, and this they're both things I can't say.
Ah.
Oh.
Okay, so unfortunately, guys, he's looking forward to some secret stuff that's in the shadows.
Out of the stuff that's public and whatnot, it's a toughie. I guess just the new forum design.
So you'd like to see that as soon as possible?
Yeah, I mean, like, you can already use the preview and stuff, but it's read only. You can't actually post or use it. Browsing only.
Yeah.
And that design has become self-aware at this point. They put triangles in it.
Some people didn't even know that you could preview it though, so that's kind of neat to know that you could preview.
Yeah,
Oh, you totally
they
can.
posted a link in the Lost Nicks blog about a month or so ago. Probably actually 2 or 3 months now, actually.
We probably should have made note of that.
And
Put it in the show notes.
Yeah.
well, it was
But-
already featured in the weekly.
Oh, it was? Okay.
Yeah.
See, I'm just
Oh
not
well,
paying
never mind then.
I'm not paying attention to the weeklies. I'm bad.
Spoilers.
Somebody hit me.
I don't read those.
But anyways,
Sorry, Tasha.
all right. Thanks so much for answering those. Thanks so much for answering all those crazy questions there, Deadbeat. And last one before we give it over to the community. Best Love Live girl.
Oh Christ.
What the hell would I know?
Cause you know all their names. Just Best Love Live girl. Come on, you can do it. Just off looks alone. Forget their personalities.
I
Drop
thought you were gonna say
everything.
which one's the most psychotic, but yes,
Yes.
yes.
I guess that's gonna be a yes in reference to Katori-chan.
No,
No.
no.
No. Then who?
Well, I don't know which one that is, so no.
Okay, so we've hit Deadbeat there. We've stumped him. Anyways, guys, we're gonna go ahead. And no, I did not see my Twitch chat. Unfortunately, we weren't able to move it over to Twitch, and I apologize for those that were expecting to see it on Twitch.
But for the people who were smart enough to get on the TeamSpeak, hello.
We are actually looking to try a live stream them again as a more stable thing, though, which will be pretty cool.
Yeah, we just
I
want to
really
make sure that
enjoyed-
we've got. We just want to make sure we've got a nice looking format. I think what we used for the last video that was put on YouTube will probably end up becoming some sort of format for the streams, but until that's finalized,
Wait,
no.
Remember what happened when I showed that to Pepe?
No, not that one. Oh God, no, not that one. The other one
Oh,
I
right,
used for the
okay.
P3N interview.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah,
Whew.
yeah, no, we get.
Look, it was
ripped
from the
apart.
last time we live streamed. Whoa.
Anyways, though.
Oh yeah, I was smart enough not to show up for that. Anyway, let's continue.
Okay. Yeah, Firefox was waiting for the stream, which didn't happen. Okay, anyways, let's move forward and get to our questions. Now it's going to be your time to shine, community. We're going to be taking questions from you, and you can give those to either Deadbeat or Charles or myself. Oh, excuse me. And we have one already. It's a vocal question, and it comes from Troy. So hopefully we'll get them talk power in just a second.
All right.
All right, there you go, Troy. How you doing?
I'm doing good, thanks, Troy. How you doing, D-Bear? How you doing, Deadbeat?
Pretty good.
So, I asked this question in the pen last week, and they didn't have a very good answer to it. So, do you believe in ghosts?
Not really.
No.
Yet again,
Oh, come on.
nobody believes in ghosts.
Oh no, it's a ghost!
Well, you see, here's the thing. Ghosts aren't that scary.
I
They're
didn't even
really
do
not.
that. I didn't even do that. I swear. I swear
Okay,
that
well-
wasn't me.
Okay, well, here's the thing. Ghosts aren't really scary. 'Cause, I mean, like, Deidre and I work with Pepe. That's probably scarier than
Oh,
any
man.
ghost we're gonna come across.
Oh boy, we've got some good questions coming up after that.
Oh,
so
I can't wait for this.
thank you for that, Troy. I guess. Anyways, let's move on to the next one. Master
Rip.
Neutral asks, "What is it like being Zetrot's slave? Is he a good slave master?" That was seriously what was written.
I got an answer to that. But first, let's hear his deadbeat.
Can I stop laughing first?
Yeah, sure.
I do wanted to write something other than slave, but I wisely suggested I wisely didn't. It's not really like a slave thing. It's just seriously the context. Like, Zetra and I are actually pretty on equal footing in a way. Like, he tells me what to do, and I still tell him what to do. So I mean, it's pretty fun. I think
Yeah.
out of, like, honestly, like, real talk, out of everyone in the staff, I reckon Zetra's probably the best person I've worked with so far.
Aww.
Oh.
That went from a very funny question to all mushy.
Do you want me to pull it back to funny?
Yeah, go for it. Go for it. Now we'll get
Alright.
Charles's experience on working with me.
You learn enough about Zetrot that he doesn't want to offend you anymore.
Oh man, that's evil.
It is, isn't it? Alright, I wanted to put that in there. Alright. I'm just screwed with you.
All right. Anyways, let's move on to the next one. Kev the Hooven asks, "Do you have any OS pet peeves?"
Do people in the community count?
Oh god, no, don't do that.
Uh,
we had that with like Cyclone. We don't want to do that again.
Yeah, I wouldn't say putting that in names.
I wasn't gonna list names. I was just gonna say there are a few people, but
I guess
oh.
technically community members can be a pet peeve if there's a specific one, but like let's not say specifically what their name is, but you get the idea.
Be careful about specifics. It's very easy to figure out who you're talking about.
yeah, like, I'm not gonna name names. So from community members, probably missing on maps you know you can pass.
Yeah,
That infuriates me so much.
that's never fun. Missing on maps usually just takes it out of you, especially if it's something you've double S'd in the past. Alright, thank you so much for that question there, Kev the Hooven, and we'll move on to Panda Cake 10's question. They ask you, what games do you play outside of OS?
Dota.
And
Lot
was
of
fast.
Dota.
Lot
What's
Yeah.
your
of
favorite
Dota.
champ?
What the hell's a champ?
Hero.
Hero.
I'm
whatever the hell
so
they call it.
sorry! What's your favorite hero?
Probably Vengeful Spirit.
That's totally a good name, too, yeah.
That is pretty
She's
cool.
actually pretty good as a sport. I don't think she gets picked enough. It makes me sad. Other than Dota, a lot of Pokemon.
Ah, everybody loves
Who's your favorite Pokemon?
Arcanine.
Boom.
Fair enough. Yeah, that works.
Alright. Thank you so much for that question, Panda Cake 10, and we'll be moving on to Beatbaker S's question, which is, Deadbeat, if you hadn't found out about Osu, where do you think you'd be today, and what would you have been doing?
Playing Dota.
Oh my god.
Not even joking.
Lots of
Oh,
Dota.
you don't think you'd find management or custom content to work on somewhere?
Probably not.
Alright.
Like,
Making
also-
items in Dota, how about that?
Yeah, like I can do 3D animation.
Animation, that's all rigging.
I think like Oz is like the first game I actually got really into the community with. Like most games I just kinda like play them, put them down. No, play them, finish them, put them down, move on.
Would you say that you've put more time into Osa's community than Dota's?
Yes.
We need to like come up with a way to say os and just os and not os or oos and ace.
Oos!
All right. Well, at this moment, if you guys have any more questions to ask, because we've actually been going through the questions quite smoothly for once, which is
Yay.
quite different. Feel free to send me more questions, and we'll get those answered. We have a little bit of time still, so definitely be sure to send us some questions, some more if you'd like some more asked. And another question from Beatbreaker S is your top 5 anime in no particular order. If you don't answer that one, feel free. I will get any more questions from other members.
Alright, so Tengen Toppo Good on Lagan will definitely be up there. That's just obligatory. Akagi I did quite like. That I didn't like the style, but the overall anime was quite enjoyable. Dragon Ball Z. Definitely did like Dragon Ball Z.
On a side note, before you get to the other ones, are you excited about Dragon Ball Super?
Oh yeah. I'm excited to see the next movie that's coming out.
Yeah, that's going to be really good too.
I don't think it's that far away actually. Next few months or something like that. Oh, man, I can't even remember all the anime I've watched. Let's have a quick look. I actually can't remember all of them. It's so hard to remember like 20 of them.
Do you want me to name some? See if you've seen them.
If you want.
You seen JoJo?
Nope.
You should. I think you'd like it.
Yeah, I probably should.
Like if you watched Gurren Lagann and Dragon Ball Z, I mean, you probably like JoJo.
Don't doubt that at all.
All right. Gonna be
Okay.
big blanks on the waveform there.
Oh, not a big problem. Not a big problem.
No.
Okay, here we go. Let's have a look.
Oh, you got it open?
And I don't have a favorite anime list. GG.
Good
Nice.
job. Well, we do have another question. This one actually comes from Firefox.
Oh!
it might not... Go ahead.
Azumanga Daioh, of course.
Oh man,
That
one's
stuff was
really-
awesome.
It was awesome. but it's
Hello
really different.
everyone. Do you like cats? That's so good.
Okay, so let me go ahead and ask this for Firefox here. They asked, when you first started playing OS, did you ever think you'd be this involved with the community?
Kind of? Yeah, I'm gonna go with kind of. Like I said, back when I started getting involved with the community, and I started meeting like a lot of cool people. A lot of the people I met were like mappers, modders, bats, global mods. And so I always kind of thought like how cool it would be to be like a global moderator. So it was kind of something I wanted to be for quite a while, but never really put a lot of effort into actually getting there. And then I didn't really start actually putting effort into that until about like 2012. I don't know if I thought I'd get this involved in the community, like I don't think I ever would have, but at least I did kind of see myself wanting to try to get global moderator status. That much I do know.
Alright. Well,
Also,
thanks go ahead.
As a 5th anime, since I'd never actually finished this list, I'm gonna go Dark and Black.
Yeah, that one was actually pretty good. I never got past the second season though. Did
No,
it ever get a
season
second
2
season?
sucked.
Oh, okay. So just watch season 1. That's
Didn't know season 2.
Okay, cool.
Season 1 and pretend the other one doesn't exist. Happening a lot lately.
Yeah, it's like the Matrix all over again.
Alright, and then we actually have a request for a vocal question here from one of the members from Osme65. So let's go ahead and
Oh, I'm gonna enjoy this one.
Get your popcorn.
and there we go.
Hey man, how's it going?
Hi, Awesome here, and good morning to you guys. Actually, it's 2:17 here, so yeah. So one thing, does the showcase today will feature some commentaries and such? For
I wouldn't
Skin
say
Showcase.
I wouldn't say it's today. It's soon, but I wouldn't go so far as to say it's today.
Glad to hear
It's the-
that.
As for commentary,
Yeah, commentaries.
I don't
Like-
know. Like, I don't really want to talk over the video. If I can find like a way to add information like annotations within the video, maybe. But I kind of like the current format as it is. I'd rather try like have users like look at the skin, get kind of like what's a good way to put it? Kind of want to learn more about, like, get intrigued, kind of like spend time to actually go and look at it themselves, rather than me just like hand feed them information.
Oh,
that
I
makes
see.
sense.
Yeah, I mean, the most commentary we'll get on those skin showcases is probably just explaining who made it, saying and then giving a subscription message at the end. But as far as annotations and stuff like that go, we can definitely like put in more information. It also depends on what skin has information for it to give. Like, say for example, a skin goes through a long and tedious creation process, and there's some really neat facts to know about it. I wouldn't be against, putting those in annotations to just explain about the skin. Like, this skin was recreated in 2014 to better fit the new skin format and follow the HD design at 2x. Like, I'd love to put little stuff like that about skins and little things that have happened to them that might not get noted anywhere else, but in that video, that would be something I'd like to use annotations for. And I'm pretty sure Deadbeat would probably be okay with that as well.
If we can
Sure.
find it's like consistent information to put in the annotations, I mean, yeah, but at the same time, I don't want like some videos to have like 10 annotations and then the next one to have like 3.
Yeah, it's all about
So-
finding the balance.
Yeah, so if I can find a way to have maybe like 3 or 4 consistent points, like maybe release dates, when it was moved to completed, if it's not even completed, stuff like that. I don't know. There's always room to add new stuff to it, especially since it's still kind of just like slowly being revived. So
Well, that
it's kind of
goes.
better. Yeah, it's kind of better to make these changes now rather than when I've already done like 20 of them.
Yeah.
So yeah, thanks for answering my question and happy 3rd anniversary to me. Hello.
Go work on Neo 7.
6.5 first.
Go finish
Oh,
that
wow.
there.
I believe
See ya.
someday.
Thank you so much for that question and the conversation after us, me 65. Really appreciate that.
Fun fact, he's one of my favorite skinners.
Oh snap.
Um,
Relevant. Alright, thanks a lot.
All right. And now we have a few more written questions, and then we'll go ahead and wrap this up here. It looks like Master Neutral also asks, have you stopped playing O's? Or do you find yourself playing beat maps every now and then?
Yeah, I wouldn't say I've like completely quit. Like, I don't think I'll ever do that for quite a while. Especially considering the fact that I actually, need to play the game to create some of the content for the skin showcases.
Mhm.
I do often find myself playing miscellaneous maps from time to time, but I don't really go out and download maps anymore. I'll just generally play stuff I've already got.
Yeah, I can see that. Alright, well, thank you so much for that question, Master Neutral, and we'll move on to our last written question here. When you made your first beat map, how long do you feel that took you to make at a time?
Can I just shoot myself in the face and save myself answering the question?
Let me guess. A couple months?
No, I like to forget that it ever happened.
Oh, you'd like to forget that it ever
Oh.
happened?
I hate that thing so much. I really do.
First
Okay,
ranked
so-
or first like pending, I guess is really the question here.
My first pending was my first rank.
Oh, okay.
I kind of got lucky there, but like it's a train wreck and a half. It's horrible.
Yeah, well, I mean, I can't really say for most people's first maps that they're these giant shining epitomes of amazing. But with the standards getting so much higher, it's people up in 2013 to 15's first maps are way better than what we had way back at the beginning.
Like, I mean, I haven't really done that much mapping, but I feel like if I probably put like half an hour into each map, into like each difficulty again, I'd probably come out with something a lot better.
Yeah,
It was pretty god awful.
All right. Well, thank you so much for that question there, Pancake 10. And with that, we're going to go ahead and wrap up this OS Talk. We'd like to thank everyone that came out, and a big super thank you to Deadbeat for taking time today to not only get an interview, but ultimately probably work on this as well. So, thanks,
Oh, you
Deadbeat.
serious?
Wow. I thought you were gonna like segue into the CTV thing, but no.
No. Got to get a couple more jokes. But anyways, guys, that will conclude this OS Talk. And remember, guys, that we will be continuing to do Catch the Beat World Cup stuff throughout the weekend. They'll continue next weekend as well with our finals moving
Shameless
forward.
plugging time, by the way, before you end, because I'm not going to let you.
Yeah. And
So-
I guess we're going to let Deadbeat wrap this up with a shameless plugging time. So go for it.
I'm gonna quickly say, the CTV thing where she have the CTV interviews progressing again. We've got Zach on June the 7th. I haven't got anything past that, although we do have some names that we will try to get at some point, though probably not on time for the grand finals. And we also have another AMA coming up on June the 11th. We don't know what time the AMA will be or whatever, but we'll probably sort that out at a later point in time, so look forward to that.
Indeed. All right. Thank everybody for coming out. And remember, Rhythm's only a click away, and we'll see y'all real soon.
Feed me skins.
See ya.